Breakfast Show.
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. It's a beautiful brand new day, and thank God it's Friday. We are here to bring you the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment, and everything in between. We got you covered with the most relevant stories. As usual, I remain your host, Esinam Fiagbedu, and joining me today on our news headline review is Miss Debbie Adozo and Miss Regina Bliss. Good morning, my ladies.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm great.
Oh,
I'm fine.
Yeah, good to hear that. How do you feel about the weekend?
Excited.
Ooh, exciting. Do you have anything going on, any party anywhere?
Oh, no.
Can you invite
no
us?
party.
GhanaTalks
The party will be
Radio,
next week,
number one.
Oh,
You're all
I see.
invited.
But this weekend is going to be a very long
A
weekend.
very long weekend for
'Cause-
some people.
Oh yeah, for some
But
people.
for us,
But we have to be here to
Short.
serve the nation.
you know, right?
All right, let's dive straight into our news headline for today. We are committed to resolving high-profile murder cases, Mahama. President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed his government's commitment to solving high-profile unsolved murder cases, including the killing of investigative journalist Ahmed Swale and former Member of Parliament J.B. Dankwa Edu. Speaking after a visit from the Ghana Bar Association, the president revealed that he has directed state investigative bodies to take a more active approach in addressing these cases to ensure justice is served. He announced that this renewed effort has already led to a suspect being arrested in Ahmed Swale's case. The president also called for an expedited prosecution process in the J.B. Dankwa Edu murder case, while pushing for further investigations to determine if additional suspects were involved. The president also rejected claims that his government and the New Democratic Congress are hostile towards the judiciary. He emphasized that his administration respects the judicial system and is committed to working closely with it. He stressed that all stakeholders must work together to strengthen public confidence in the judiciary. So here are some key highlights of the story. President Mahama has reaffirmed his administration's dedication to resolving unresolved high-profile cases, that is, high-profile murder cases, and he's focused on the killings of investigative journalist Ahmed Swale and former MP J.B. Dankwa Edu. The arrest of a suspect in This has also led to the arrest of a suspect in Ahmed Swale's case, and then he has called for an expedited prosecution of the J.B. Dankwa Edu murder case. He had advocated for further investigation to determine if more suspects were involved. And now he's also defending government's relationship with the judiciary. He has rejected claims that the government and the NDC are hostile toward the judiciary. He has also emphasized that the administration's respect for the judicial system. He also stressed the importance of collaboration between all stakeholders to restore public confidence in the judiciary. What's your overview on the story, Miss Debbie?
Well, I like the fact that President Mahama is actually taking this case up. You see, the criminal murder that has to do with killing of investigative journalist Ahmed Swale and JB Dankwa's death was something that everyone was looking up to. All this thing happens during the tenure of the previous government, and we all saw what really happened, especially when it has to do with JB Dankwa's death. They arrested the person. Was it his death that was associated with Sexy Dondon? Or his death was associated with Sexy Dondon, and he was arrested. And it goes to a time we realized that he was someone who was arrested is now dictating to the people that arrested him. You see, when you are being arrested, you have no power as at that time. I mean, you are being controlled by a superior, someone who is higher than you. And so whatever they say, that's what you have to comply with. But here lies the case. You have been arrested, and it looks as if you are superior over the people that have arrested you, which meant that the people who arrested you doesn't have anything to do, because you, the criminal that has been arrested, it means the person you've done that evil act to, like you are being connected to someone who is defending you behind the scene. And so these people are silencing the superiors or the judiciary for making it a case. And we saw it. This man has been in prison for God knows how many years. And just recently we were told that he was released just like that. And even what they brought out, the statement they brought out pertaining his release, for me was not detailed enough. I mean, what they were saying, I see, like, sincerely speaking, they've made the case a foolish case.
So do you think it was politically motivated?
It was politically motivated.
Based on what grounds?
It was politically motivated. If it wasn't politically motivated, this man should be dealt with. Because I learned there were evidence where people said, there were evidence where people said they saw some people allegedly said they saw the act. Some also said after using, even what's the name? The gate man of JB Dankwa even made some, statement. He was allowed to write some statements where he said that he was in his room and then he felt like as if somebody was, when he woke up he saw a ladder that was actually laid on the window where JB Dankwa was sleeping before the act occurred. So he also wrote a statement. All these are actually evidence, and I think some parts they said they saw a knife after the person finished. They buried the knife somewhere. I stand to be corrected. The knife was buried somewhere also, and they saw all that. So one way or the other, there were some proofs to back this issue, but it never got to anywhere.
Do you think the proofs were not enough?
The what?
The proofs. Do you think they were not enough? That was why.
I wouldn't say it wasn't enough. Even if the people who claim that they've seen what occurred or what happened to the man, and you feel like it's not vivid enough, don't we have the NIB? Don't we have the people who are into these investigations and stuffs?
Is it the NIB or the national
FBI? They have people like that who investigate criminal cases like this. And when you go to other countries where murder cases have to do with high officials, they go to they don't even care of losing what they have to make sure that culprit is being arrested. But here lies the case. We didn't even see anything like that. The person was arrested, and they kept adjourning the case. They'll go to panel, they remind the person, they'll adjourn the case, and then they'll come out to say what led to the case being adjourned to a different week. And it continued like that till, even the public, we lost interest in the matter because of the way the issue was handled. I feel like the issue was malhandled. They didn't handle it well. And now, I would say, well, who could see a war? Because you are dead, and even the person who did that to you is walking about freely. And we can't say that this man died a natural death. No, he didn't. He didn't die a natural death. Someone that was stabbed, how can he die? How can he die a natural death? So this isn't a natural death. So this case was actually made a useless case. So President Mahama taking this issue up is a very critical one. And I was happy when someone was arrested in relation to Ahmed Swale's incident.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
See? So they're actually working. I mean, for me, I believe that they are trying to rekindle the trust of the citizens, because we have lost trust. We are in the judiciary, we've lost trust. Even the people we claim we vote for, we don't really trust them because we know what they can do.
All right.
You were here. Do you remember somewhere in 2021? There was this guy that butchered a boy.
A boy.
Yes.
An ordinary chef.
Freezer.
Yeah.
Freezer.
Yeah, that case too. I didn't get
Up to now.
the end of that case.
Up to now, that
if
case,
whether the guy was arrested
they made
or
it a foolish case.
oh, come
And
on.
even in regards to the policeman killing the girlfriend Marjoa.
Yeah.
They
we also didn't get to hear
they made all this
the head and tail of that
foolish
issue.
case. Once the boy's father claimed that the guy came to his house looking for the child because the child used to play with the guy, and then this boy was killed, butchered like the way you can butcher a cow or beef, and then store it in a freezer. And it was alleged that he does that and then he sells the part to some political leaders. It was alleged.
Wow.
It was alleged. And out of all this case, they didn't arrest them, and it has become a foolish case. So you see a country, if you're not careful and you die a foolish death, no one will stand up for you, because even if they stand, it doesn't get anywhere, especially if the crime is connected to a political official that has the money, has the power to silence everything.
All right, Miss Regina, what's the whole overview on this story?
It's really sad and disheartening right now at the point where we all are as Ghanaians. Most of us have lost interest, have lost trust in our judicial system and also in our police officers' example. Because these people, I feel that you should be an independent body working on your own without anyone influencing your decisions. But here lies the case. These people are allegedly or purportedly being influenced by these high politicians. This one, I don't stand to be corrected, because these people are being influenced by top politicians to the extent that if they are obi hu bedi asema na eyomo nkrofa, they will find any means possible to make sure that that person is taken out of custody. The person do not serve their time. Na semne kwampo yen dimpo. Back to our President Mahama saying that they are committed to resolving high-profile murder cases. In my opinion, I feel it's a good point, and I would applaud him for that. But the only answer that I have with it is, should the president come out to reassure the public? Should the president come out to say this before the people who are supposed to be in charge of criminal cases, who are supposed to be in charge of murder cases, do their job? Why do we have police officers? Why do we have investigative departments? Why do we have is it the CID, detective?
Yeah.
Why are all these people there? That is why they employ these people. They pay them monthly. The allowance they take can no be here. So I feel there's nothing wrong with Mahama coming out to reassure the public, but I feel that they should question, is it the Ghana Police Service and also other criminal sectors that delve into such matters like this? Because for all you know, I feel that these people are not working on their own. These people are being influenced by politicians, are being influenced by people who hold top positions in this country. Looking at JB Dankwe's death, fine. whether robbery, whether he was stabbed or whatever, his perpetrators need to be jailed.
But I'm asking now, why has it taken too long for them to even bring these people?
For how many years now?
Yes, because this case has taken.
And Sexy Dondon, wait, for how long was he arrested, remanded? Oh, Pieba Yamponawa yo bolo. Can you go to can you be remanded for 10 years on a normal circumstance? Can you be remanded for 10 years and still come out looking all healthy?
Who knows? Maybe stress make people feel.
Yes,
big.
I know that sometimes. But
So you wanted,
it's
it's actually an evidence that he was living a good life.
Exactly. Exactly. He was living a very good life, and they should use him as an example, because this, excuse me to say, doesn't make sense. You being in remand custody for 10 good years without any charge. And I feel the judiciary should also look into this. If someone is not guilty, they should take the people off prison or off remand, because sometimes obi better prison for God knows how long. Wasting away the person's time. And also, when they take up a case to investigate, we plead with them that they should investigate thoroughly and make sure that this person is guilty or not guilty. Because I remember a time, I think late last year, one northerner was released because what he was being charged with, but Wakako Demu for how many years? He has wasted his time in prison. So with Mahama saying this, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
but
it's a good thing.
Question mark.
But question mark.
Yeah.
But I'm glad for the fact that he has come out to the public to reaffirm that they are going to take critical attention into the high profile cases. So that's a good one from the president. So,
And it shouldn't only be high profile cases. We ordinary citizens.
People are actually more concerned about the high profile because they feel as if the law only favors the poor.
Yeah.
So what about
No, it favors the rich.
Favors the rich, sorry. So what about that as well?
Yeah.
And if a political leader or if a political official is actually involved in a particular case, like so for him to come out and reaffirm that government is looking into this issue, I think.
And with you saying the law only favors the rich, I think it's high time they also look into that.
Yeah.
Because we know Ghana to be a democratic country.
Exactly.
We know Ghana to be a country where the law doesn't favor anyone. No one is above the law.
No one is above
the law. But now,
law.
at this point, we all are seeing evidence of that. That the rich, Sikafuono, the law, no, it is Bogadash for them. So they need to look into
No
that
one
also.
is above the law. Moving on to our next headline. 4 stations to operate 24 hours. Eduji calls for security agencies' support. The chief executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Eduji, has stated that in its bid to implement a 24-hour economy in the petroleum sector, the NPA will collaborate with various security agencies to ensure the safety of customers and consumers and personnel at fuel stations across the country. At a special meeting with the Eastern Regional Minister, regional security heads and key stakeholders at the Eastern Regional Coordinating Council and Koforidua, Mr. Eduji emphasized the importance of strict regulations and enforcement to protect the petroleum downstream industry from criminal activities. He noted that the petroleum sector is highly responsive to criminal activities, including fuel smuggling, illegal siphoning, and fraudulent transaction. The NPA chief executive added that fuel is a legitimate but highly valuable commodity, making it a target for illicit activities. Now, here are some key highlights of the story. The NPA is pushing for a 24-hour operational framework for fuel stations. Collaboration with security agencies is a key aspect to ensure safety. Concerns over fuel smuggling, illegal siphoning, and fraudulent transactions were raised. The initiative is meant to boost efficiency and accessibility in the petroleum sector. How is this going to help us as a nation if the fuel station is operating under a 24-hour economy? Miss Regina.
The 24-hour economy, I'm happy that they want to start operationalizing it. It's not only a matter of talks. But the fuel station operating 24 hours. Some are already
because when you go
hours.
to Tema, there's a Shell filling station in Tema. They're already operating on a 24-hour.
Yeah, so as you said, some are already operating 24 hours, but not all. And also, it's good. But how is the fuel station operating 24 hours going to help with the economy? Because this is mostly, if anything, private sectors. If the American
so when it comes to that, it's going to boost employment, because it's going to be more or less like a shift. People will come in the morning, in the evening, and then as dawn as well. So this is going to boost employment. So people are going to get employed.
Yeah, true. And also this can only take effect, or it can be effective if only at drivers, especially because some people go on long journeys, night journeys and all that. And even if it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock,
you still see people on the run.
You still see vehicles. You'll be home sleeping, but you think that there's nothing going on outside your room. So with the fuel stations to operate 24 hours, I feel that is a very great initiative. And as he said, security agencies need to support. Because we know that these fuel stations deal with money each and every time.
Yeah.
Oh, driver, I'm in filling station. I'm in I thought that we daylight.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get scared for them. Because what if the mate who just comes out to say, armed robber, or do you tweet, so we are taking the money, what will you do? So the state agencies, if truly the security agencies would support, but I feel that this would be a tough work for the government if security agencies are supposed to support. Because I feel that they can't be all round, they can't be everywhere. So we would also urge individuals who individuals managing these fuel stations, they should also put it upon themselves to at least get 1 or 2 securities positioned at the workplace. That would also go a long way. But some more trying say buying everybody who be and also with this, they can also managers operating or managing the fuel stations can also actually collaborate with the government to make sure that this 24-hour economy works.
Miss Debbie.
Okay, so fuel is a valuable commodity, as they said, and we consume it literally every day. Because day in, day out, you go to work, you go to purchase stuff, and the distance between where you stay and where you purchase your goods, I don't think you can walk. I can't walk from my place to work. I tried it one day. I didn't even reach from here to Banyard. What the way I felt the pain in my system, so it can't work like that. You have to be taking transport. So as I said, we consume it literally every day, but we don't consider or think about the security measures to put in place for those working in the filling stations. And trust me, when you are driving even at midnight and you are lost of fuel, or your fuel is almost getting finished, if there is a nearby filling station, you can actually fill it up. Those people do not sleep, and I'm sure they run shifts.
They
do run shifts. So they are up 24/7. For them, they're the 24-hour economy. They've started for long. But what we are saying right now, that just as he is saying, I feel like just as they deploy police and other security officials to guard places that are very important or on the heart of the state, they should also do same to these people. I mean, 3, 4, or 5 policemen at a filling station, it's not bad at all. You know, beside where they pump the fuel for you, there is something there like box. a box or something.
I don't know. It's a sandbox.
Yes, that's where they keep the money.
Outbreak.
No. There is that one, and there is another box B. Usually they sit on it, so your money wouldn't even come at there. But that's where they keep their money, and it has a locker. It has a locker. So when they want to exchange, I think someone went there for exchange. What's the name? To change money, not per se like changing money from maybe a foreign currency to a currency, but he wanted to change like 50 cedis. He needed a change, and I saw them taking money from that, and I was like, hey, that's where you keep money.
Wow.
So it's the place they keep the money is, for me, I feel like it's too exposed.
It's too exposed.
Okay. And they do that because the person cannot be pumping the fuel for you. He has to also run in to get you your change or something. So I feel like when we get like 3, 4 or 5 police security operatives to guard them, so that they will feel, they can actually do their work and do it well. Because we cannot sit here and say that I'm nobody Mbaha, because you've not witnessed one, so you cannot with your own imagination say that they won't come. You don't know where someone might be monitoring you. For someone to rob you, he has monitored you for maybe a year to know your in and out, where you keep things, how you do your things, because before the person can strike. So before they strike, we should take an immediate action that will prevent it. And as the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Yeah.
So I think another way that they can ensure security would be if they deploy police officers, especially at night. They increase the night patrol.
Yes.
Those that go for the night patrol, if they deploy more of them, especially at night, and then where they think that there'll be some suspicious acts at specific fuel stations. And I think they also need to collaborate with local and then community leaders in case there is any suspicion, or in case they smell or hunt like who be Koswa, then they report that issue as well. And one way they can also increase security will also be that they have to dedicate emergency police officers. You know, sometimes when crimes happen like this, you call the hotline, you call they are not picking.
Yeah.
So I think they need to look into that, so that especially now that they are going to buy the 24-hour economy policy, we are buying it into it for our fuel stations. I think they need to look into that as well. They need to pay critical attention to this hotline system as well. And I think with that is going to go a long way for our fuel stations. All right, moving on to our last headline. ECG missing containers. 40 recovered from warehouse owned by India National. The Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, has announced that 40 out of the over 1,300 missing containers belonging to the Electricity Company of Ghana has been traced and seized. Jinapor revealed that the containers were found in a warehouse owned by an India national who has since been arrested following intelligence gathered by national security operatives. According to the minister, the suspect claims the containers were sold to him last year, and investigations are ongoing to verify the claim and hold those responsible accountable. The discovery follows an investigative report that revealed ECG had 2,491 uncleared containers filled with cables and other essential equipment at the Tema ports. However, an independent audit found only 1,134 containers, leaving 1,357 unaccounted for. Wow. So 40 out of over 1,300 missing containers belonging to ECG has been recovered from a warehouse in Mon owned by an Indian national. Now my question is, how did this Indian national get access to these containers? And these containers were sold to him as of last year. Wow, that's intriguing.
Yeah.
Miss Regina,
So it's intriguing, as you said. It all boils down to the individual in this country.
But who is in charge for overlooking the containers?
Then times last year was in charge of the port. That one I thought you were talking of who was in charge of the ECG as at last year. That was the managing director. I think
he has even resigned.
He has even resigned. What led to his resignation? See, sometimes it's not all about you being in a company and you just resign just like that, and the CEOs will just let you go. Sometimes they need to investigate, question you. Why are you resigning?
I think he stated in his letter, and maybe the public don't
not let us know.
It.
Oh no,
that's actually an internal issue.
Last year, I understand, but see, corruption. And yet, Obroni and a free new crew, corruption. How?
Yeah, because I believe you can also come go to India and go and still contain.
You can't do that
unless you have access to
in person. In person is the one doing that, because if ECG containers were port, now any Ghana for no good port ho.
Exactly.
Now Indian, Prague Yafui. This 40 containers, and for you to be arrested to say that someone's sold it to you as at last year.
Wow. And do you know what amazes me? They're actually melting those cables for scrap.
Condemn
40 containers full of cables. You are melting them for what? Scrap.
It's worth millions of cedis. Millions of cedis.
What are we doing as a country?
Or
no, like how much did you sell that container to this India?
I think they sold it for a lot. Because it's not just thousands of cedis, so very millions of cedis. Even if almost say cable bako, one like just ahuma bako omucha. It's worth thousands of cedis. So just imagine 40 containers with a lot of wires.
Miss Debbie.
I believe this has been going on for long, and we are just, being notified now. They said the containers was sold last year. Who was in power last year? Who was in power last year?
The previous government.
Mahama was in power last year.
No, I thought you MPP.
The previous government.
The previous government was in power last year. So are they trying to say that they never seen something of this sort going on? I wouldn't say just last year, because looking at this, I'm not sure 1,300 containers just lost within a day. No, it means they have been doing it small, like selling
because
it
40 containers, and even if you're going to clear goods, the questioning you need to go to the scrutinization, how they need to scrutinize you before you pick those containers up. So who facilitated these sales?
And as corruption is not from anywhere, it is from we ourselves, the people in charge there.
Because this is serious.
Yeah, it is. It is very serious. And I saw something yesterday. I was laughing. Containers are not birds. They do not have wings.
Or something you can even hide in your dress and then still away.
Wings. They can't fly. Okay, it is witches we know they fly at night. They don't fly in day. And it is birds we know they fly at day. So are they trying to tell us that these containers have wings to fly? And so they vanished on their own? No, I only see magics in movie, not in reality. So how come these containers just got missing just like that? And the previous government shouldn't say they know nothing about this. No, they shouldn't say that. I'm sure they know something about that. And as at last year when they were in power, a committee was actually they brought up a committee to investigate the same issue, and nothing profitable was being said. And all of a sudden 1,340
has been
1,300.
So where are the rest? I think they need to ask those people they arrested.
Yes.
They need to ask them where they arrested.
No, they arrested the man, but they are now, interrogating him to arrest the people.
So national security arrest
arrests
8 Chinese
Yes.
Ghanaian over missing ECG containers at ports. Alleged they arrested one Ghanaian as well. So he might be a middleman.
The one Ghanaian they've arrested, through him they are going to arrest the rest, because I don't
They
think
definitely
one
need to.
person can do this. And just look at this: a Chinese national cannot just leave his country straight to Tema Port to buy something that belongs to the government, something that belongs to the state. It means someone is selling it out. It means someone is selling it out to them. Someone is giving it out to them. Because it doesn't make sense that I have bought a container for you, and why should you keep the container for me? I bought the thing, give it to me, and let me send it to my place. Why are you keeping it in the Volta region? Do we have Tema Port in the Volta region? Do you have another port there?
No,
we don't.
No.
So what is it doing there? What are the containers doing there?
Oh, some were found in Volta region.
No, the port is where? It's not in Volta.
Oh, Kpong is
is in the Volta
It's
region.
in the Volta region.
Oh, okay. So the one we have right after Dowenya, right before you get to Dowenya, is Kpong, and the one we have. Oh, okay. So all along when you were saying it, I thought it was
no.
Okay.
Do we have another port, Tema? Do they have another branch there?
No.
So what are the containers doing there? You see, it's very sad and very painful.
So assuming you were the
Very
president, what would
painful.
you do in a situation like this?
In a situation like this,
Because these people are Chinese, and then you can't
they have
arrest
to
them.
face the law.
You can arrest them.
You
can arrest them and
Yes.
detain them here in Ghana.
Exactly.
You can.
Wow.
If a Ghanaian, for India, so sometimes I don't understand why those foreign people, they come here, they do things they do.
And
they
go
allow.
scot-free.
Yes, they allow.
Look at Ashawan. Where did they lay that?
Because you cannot go there and then fool and come back like that. You have to face the law, because even there are people there are facing the law. But here we have the laws, but they are not working. And so we have rather paved the way for them to come. No one can access your place, your country, without you giving them the lead or showing them the path to follow. So if we haven't created the path, how would they come? If one person should come and then, like this illegal mining staffs, and then one person is arrested and detained, one go back, because you feel like when you come you'll be arrested.
No, but even look at Ashawa. Where did they lead to?
Where did they lead to? It was even alleged that she had sex videos of these politicians.
Yes, she
Into
does.
what you know called too much. She
she
released all
released
these
the
videos.
So I mean, see, our laws really need to work. Seriously, our laws really need to work, and it's affecting us as a country.
Or it's high time we demonstrate. We also go on a protest, because it's like this government, they are taking us for granted. Me, ye MPP in film, ye NDC in film, they are all one. These people, they are wearing one coat, and they are deceiving all of us.
Oh, geez.
Corruption. I feel the last time even you were there when we went out to ask people. Corruption will be very hard to eradicate, because these people, they've not set up their mind to change.
It all boils down to the individual, our mindset.
Yeah, this one is beyond
Our mindset.
You see, I agreed with someone last time. The person was like, they have to grade the whole country, kill everybody, and let's go.
You know you need to
we should go and see Agrada. So Agrada will give us.
This is where we draw the curtains for a news headline review. Thank you so much for joining us. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
It's Friday. Welcome to Debbie's Grill. As usual, we speak on matters that concerns to the state. We grill, we toast, and then we drain out the truth. Now, without wasting much time, let's delve into this. Doctors at the Comfort Anoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi have announced the suspension of all surgical cases with immediate effect due to a water shortage that has hit the hospital since last week. In a memo dated March 25th, the Comfort Anoche Doctors Association informed management the action is in the best interest of patient safety and security. According to the association, the directorate is faced with severe challenges due to an ongoing water shortage. This, the doctor says, has significantly affected the provision of essential health care. It's noted that though water is a critical resource in maintaining hygiene, conducting surgical procedures, and ensuring patient care and safety, the resource is in a short supply at the facility, compromising patient care in general. So this is actually an article I came across yesterday that Comfort Anoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi, as we all know, has halted operations that has to do with surgical and other activities you may think of because there was shortage of water. I kept thinking about this whole issue yesterday and I wasn't really getting a solid solution to what I was thinking about. How can a whole hospital lacks water? This is not something that is something that we should sleep on. This is not an issue that needs to be taken slightly. A whole hospital, and we all know Comfort Anoche Hospital. We know that this hospital, when we are counting about one of some of the biggest hospitals or good hospitals or whatever we will say, we will mention it. Comfort Anoche Hospital will be mentioned as well. So how come a whole hospital as such do not have water to treat patients? And we all know hospital is not a place where you go to eat. A hospital is not a place for relaxation. A hospital is a place you actually go for treatment. So water crisis in this country as a whole, I feel like we don't pay too much attention to when it has to do with water crisis in Ghana. Some time ago in the northern region, they came to make a donation concerning something, and I feel like the people were like, no, this is not what we want. Like, our water system in that particular area or in the northern region is very bad, and that is what we want the government to do for us. But up to now, I don't know where that issue has gotten to, and I don't know how far the government is taking steps to make sure that such incidents or such issues are being taken care of. But this is a whole hospital. So imagine someone is at labor, or they have to operate on someone, or a sickness, they have to operate, or someone has to go through a surgical operation or whatever it is, and there is no water. And just as water is essential in our daily activities, we use it in cooking and stuff, this hospital also used water. They use water literally for everything at the hospital. Because before, even when they operate you and staffs or all those things, they have to use water. And even if someone is in labor, after giving birth, what do they use in cleaning up the baby? It's still water. And if there should be a water crisis, it shouldn't be in the hospital. Because this is an avenue that is known for saving lives. The hospital is for saving lives. So how can there be shortage of water in a whole hospital? It doesn't sit well with me. No, it doesn't sit well with me. This water crisis issues that we don't take seriously must be taken seriously as well. Just as we pay attention to other critical issues in this country, we should also pay attention to this. And these doctors are claiming that since last week, this has been a case they are facing since last week, and they have to halt everything that has to every operation that has to involve using water. They just have to halt it because How are they going to, take that steps in doing it whilst there is no water available? Water is essential. Yes, water is essential, but it's not only essential in our homes, it is also essential in these hospitals, because they use it in doing a lot of things in the hospital. So as I said, if there should be a water crisis, it shouldn't be at the hospital. Does it sit well with us? And is it that our people don't know that these hospitals are facing a water crisis issue, that they have to come out, to say this for a whole 1 week? So meaning, if this week also ends, it's mounted to 2 good weeks, and there is no water. I think this is a matter of urgency that needs a rapt attention immediately. Something has to be done concerning this issue, because we cannot lose lives. There are a lot of complaints when it comes to our health sector, our infrastructure. Sometimes medication to give you very poor. Even beds for you to lie on to receive treatment. And now the main issue they are facing is water crisis. This is too much. This is literally too much. There should be an immediate response to this issue. There should be an immediate response to it. We should not wait because of this for people, lives to be lost because of this issue. We should not just keep quiet and allow damage. We should not just keep quiet and just allow it to go just like that. We cannot sit down just like that for it to cause a big, or have a big negative impact on the health sector before we take an action. Please, let's do something about this. Let's do something about it. Thank you for making time with me on The Best Girl.
Thank you so much. And that was Debbie's girl. Grilling. Miss Regina, what do you have for us today?
All right, so thank you very much for having me. So you're welcome to Today in History. And did you know, live on GhanaTalks, the breakfast show. So moving forward, 28th of March 1900, the War of the Golden Stool, also known as the Ya Asantewaa War, lasting a series of wars between the British and Asante in the Gold Coast, was triggered by the colonial governor Frederick demanding to sit on the golden stool, a sacred of Asante's strength and independence, past, present, and future. 2023 Today in History. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris visits former slave port Cape Coast Castle in Ghana as part of her tour of Ghana, Tanzania, and Zambia. On 28 March 1994, about 20,000 Inkatha Freedom Party supporters marched to Shell House in protest against the 1994 elections that the IFP was intending to boycott. The ANC people opened fire, killing 19 people. At the time, guards claimed that the IFP supporters were storming the building, or that a tip-off had been received of that being planned. The Nugent Commission of Inquiry into the killings rejected that explanation. The commission's conclusion was that the shooting by NSC guards were unjustified. Today in History 2024, a passenger bus crashed near Limpopo, the northernmost province of South Africa, killing 45 people and leaving an 8-year-old girl who sustained serious injuries as the only sole survivor. According to the South African Department of Transport, the incident occurred when the driver lost control. The bus went over a bridge and then caught fire. The bus was transporting Easter pilgrims from Milipoli Botswana to Moria, South Africa. 1990, today in history, Jesse Owens posthumously receives the Congressional Gold Medal. The African-American athlete dominated the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, which were held during the reign of Adolf Hitler's racist Nazi regime. Moving to some did you know for today. Did you know that you inhale 50 potentially harmful bacteria every time you breathe? Thankfully, your immune system is working hard all the time, so virtually all of these are promptly destroyed without you feeling a thing. So as humans, as I'm talking, as I'm breathing, as you are sitting, as you are breathing, as you are listening to me and breathing, you inhale 50 potentially harmful bacteria every time you breathe. And also, did you know that in the late 19th century, US newspapers advertised tins of wafers that, if eaten, promised to remove freckles, pimples, and other facial marks? This product contained poison. Yes, people knew about it, so it wasn't a secret. It was right on the label, which read arsenic complexion wafers, but people still went ahead to take it. Did you know that the Pope has expressed support for organ donation? The Vatican's stance is that the Pope's body belongs to the Church and cannot be used for transplant after death. Automatically, they say that Pope organs are too holy to donate to mortals. So a Pope cannot, after death, any of his organs be used on anyone, because they think or they claim that the Pope's body is too holy to be donated. Did you also know that according to the World Happiness Report, Finland has been ranked as the happiest country in the world for the 8th year in a row? Since 2018 till 2025, Finland has been topping the chart of the World Happiness Report, with its citizens reporting high levels of life satisfaction. So if you didn't know, Ghana is also on the World Happiness Report, but we rank 125th, and so to our last did you know for today. Did you know that the plastic or metal tip of your shoelace, do you know the name? It's called an aglet. Yes, an aglet. So if you didn't know, you know today. It is called an aglet. So as you know, aglet prevents the shoelaces from fraying and make it easier to thread the laces through the eyelets of the shoe. So today you've learned two things. The hard thing on the shoelace is called aglets, and the dot on your shoe is eyelet, not tokro. So that's all for today on Today in History and Did You Know, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina. Bless. It's not called tukro. It's called eyelet.
What? Aglet.
Eyelet.
Eyelet.
Yeah.
Eyelet.
And the hard one on the lace itself is called aglets.
Aglets. Eyelet.
Aglets.
Aglets. And I said what? If you breathe, you consume about how many bacteria?
50.
Please, then we should stop breathing.
You can't stop breathing. That is why it's good to always take in I think balanced diet and also fruit, because if your immune system is weak, it can't fight those bacteria.
Hey, God is good.
So right now this air here is contaminated. If you you die,
I'm going to die. All right, so I saw something.
All right.
Entertainment here. So Kim Paluta deserves 2025 TGMA Artist of the Year award. Do you agree? Do you think he deserves that?
Everyone deserves it. Everyone who has put in hard
But
work.
let's assess Kim Paluta.
Okay, so I don't know the should I say criteria you need to meet before you are being nominated as an artist of the year. But what I've heard is it's not only about the hit songs, but it's also about international performances, or yes, international performances, EP, albums, and all that. All that comes together for you to be nominated as an artist. So if once he has been nominated, or I think he was nominated.
Yeah,
he was nominated.
He was nominated, but not for the popular song.
Oh, Makoma. No, Makoma and Asida.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or was Sisifiani? That one.
Yes.
So Joyce Blessing is saying that he has worked tirelessly throughout the past year and deserves the title. Do you agree?
He has worked okay, his hit songs
everyone
are
has actually
two.
worked tirelessly.
His hit songs are how many? 2 or 3?
Asida and
Asida.
and
Only
Makoma.
2 hit songs.
Sisifian.
And can 2 hit songs get you to that position?
Yeah, I think so. And even if it is one, but has he released any album? He has.
They have been releasing, but I think they are not hits like the former ones.
The one I heard was "This is for the puppy." I'll pick it.
That
Even with that
is-
song, people
it's a hit.
criticized it at a point.
That it wasn't.
It didn't make sense.
Oh, but it
Oh,
did
but
make
that was
sense.
what is it? Wasn't
It did
again?
make sense.
Our previous president.
Nana
our previous
But we
vice.
But me, that's it.
Now-
No, his
now-
song was Sisifian. Or was Sisifian?
No, but they use at a point to I saw them playing Apeke.
No, but his
as well.
main song is Sisifian.
And people were actually bashing Kim Paluta that
He's a
he's
political,
being political, and then he has gone to endorse. And for the interview I watched on Koji's Sheldon studio, he said, "She, you let me know my titi no with the contract I bring ya."
Now
Who
me
is
J. Shay. I was so with J. I don't know why when a musician works for a politician, they tend to tag that person with
Look
being
at
a
Nancy as well.
politician.
He's neutral. He's just working.
Yeah.
You bought me a contract. I sign it. I do the deal for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he says that if MPP should call him to come in, he
They
will
will,
go.
yeah.
He's in for the money. He's working.
for any
This is not
political
MPP,
NDC. I'm
issue.
working. So if you think you can pay me to do the song for you, why not?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
we
in
don't
it
really
for you.
understand politics in this country. So,
Oh yeah.
So that's how.
Yeah,
it will
missing
happen.
business with pleasure. Be there. Comment deal. All right, so that's it for entertainment news. What I saw. Has any of you seen something?
Not really. But still on Ken Paluta's issue, I feel in a way he deserves it, because look, especially Asida, it's not really a worldly song, but
Yeah,
it's in
yeah.
a way glorifies God.
I think that was one song that one Catholic priest went to sing, and then the woman
Yeah.
child.
He had to come out
Yeah.
to apologize.
Just
And
for
I
singing
think
that song.
I saw another pastor also singing that song in church, and Kim Paluta was like, "Please, I beg you, I don't really want to come out and apologize again." But do you know, I feel it's high time Christians should stop being hypocrites. I stand
And
to
with that,
correct
who
him, but
got that policy that
a Christian
musician can't
Yeah.
collaborate with a worldly?
Yeah.
Oh, come
And
on.
any song that comes out from a worldly person, even if it signifies the glorification of God's name, you shouldn't sing it in church.
And I think that's the bash Joyce Blessing is actually facing us
Yeah.
at now, because she collaborated with Ken Paluta.
Paluta.
yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. And it's really bad. It's really bad. Now, cause I saw for mo show mo demo mo to sa akodienum, akwabua odonyum. Hey, you can't be singing hallelujah to your wife. Can you be singing hallelujah to your wife? You need to sing
You
love
need to be
songs
love
to your
song.
wife.
And you see, one thing to like a Christian, when a Christian gets married and then during the reception or whatever, they are playing worldly stuff. Hey, na Christo point. But what's that?
Yeah, you remember
No.
They read songs of Solomon for their wives when they are on bed.
Even God will understand.
God has to understand. God has to understand.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of our breakfast show. Right after the news, we'll be coming with the second segment with insightful discussions. It's 8 a.m. Let's go for the news.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Daybreak News on GhanaTalks Radio. Coming up this morning's bulletin, Accra Tema train service suspended operations to resume April 2nd. Mahama calls for audit into BP Shenat factory. In some other stories this morning, Oforiata sues OSP again over wanted person tag, and we plead for a second thought. GPRTU rejects new tax proposal. This business, sports and showbiz is coming in this morning's bulletin.
This is GhanaTalks
will be read
Radio,
by
the
Awin
best station.
Timi Akan Sukum. Now, the details. The Ghana Railway Company Limited GRCL has announced a temporary suspension of the Accra Tema shuttle services due to technical challenges. In a statement issued Thursday, March 27, 2025, GRCL informed the public that train operations would be halted Thursday, March 27 and Friday, March 28, 2025. According to the company, the suspension is necessary to address the technical hitches affecting the service. However, full operations will resume Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. We deeply regret any inconvenience this may have caused our cherished passengers and customers, the statement read. The suspension is expected to impact commuters who rely on the shuttle for their daily travels between Accra and Tema. Regular passengers are advised to seek alternative transportation units until the service resumes. GRCL assured the public of its commitment to safety and efficiency, urging passengers to remain patient as efforts are made to resolve the issue. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has ordered a full audit of the BP Nut factory, which is currently no longer operational. He accused the previous administration and the management of the $10 million factory agribusiness facility of squandering capital that was meant to sustain the operation of the factory. The factory, established in 2012 through a joint venture between the Ghana government and the Seisgate Brazil Limited, was designed to add value to shea nut production and create employment opportunities in the Savannah region, particularly for women involved in shea nut harvesting. According to President Mahama, the Mahama-led administration, which took over in 2016, not only spent the factory's capital but also sold off the stock of shea nuts that could have been processed to generate revenue. Speaking during a courtesy call by the Ghana Cocoa, Coffee and Shea Nut Farmers Association (COCOSHARE), President Mahama called for an audit to identify those responsible for the factory's mismanagement and ensure that the culprits are held accountable. Now, moving to some other stories, former Finance Minister Ken Oforiata has filed another legal action against the Office of the Special Prosecutor (OSP), seeking a court order to prevent the Anti-Corruption Agency from labeling him as a wanted person or a fugitive from justice. In a motion filed by his legal team, Oforiata argues that the OSP has violated principles of administrative justice by continuing to display his photograph and details on its official Facebook page and other platforms. This, he claims, contradicts assurances given in a letter dated February 18, 2025. His lawsuit demands the immediate removal of his name from the list of wanted persons and a court order preventing the OSP from reinstating it without judicial approval. Oforiatta is also seeking an interlocutory injunction to bar the OSP from issuing further press releases or media a statement that declare him a fugitive. Additionally, he is requesting a mandatory order compelling the agency to erase all references to him as a wanted individual. Now, just as Parliament abolished the e-levy, betting tax and other nuanced levies, the Interior and Sanitation ministers are pushing for new taxes to support their respective ministry. However, even before formal discussion begins, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union GPRTU has strongly opposed the proposals, warning that they could increase the financial burden on businesses and ordinary Ghanaians. The Minister for Local Government, Chieftains and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, has suggested a sanitation fund and levy to address Ghana's growing waste management crisis. According to him, a dedicated tax will provide the necessary resources to improve sanitation across the country. Interior Minister and MP for Asawase, Muntaka Mubarak, has proposed a fuel levy to equip and improve the Ghana National Fire Service. This follows criticisms over the government's response to the recent Edum fire disaster in Kumasi. He stressed the urgent need for investment in firefighting equipment, revealing that the newest fire tenders in the service were procured in 2014, over a decade ago. The Industrial Relations Officer for the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Abbas Imoro, has strongly opposed the proposed tax on fuel, arguing that it would add more cost to transport operations and general public. Now, straight to business, the acting chief executive officer of the Ghana National Gas Company, Judith Ajoba Blay, has called on management of the company to support her on her plans to cut costs to remove wastage in its operations to make Ghana gas more sustainable and productive for Ghana. Madame Blay, who was speaking during her first face-to-face meeting with management at the operational headquarters of Ghana Gas at Alabokazo, said although she is new and still studying its operations, she believes there are room for waste cutting to make Ghana gas more efficient and sustainable. I will not cut costs when it is for maintenance or where my management advice I don't go there, but there are some places that I know that we waste a lot, and I think that together we can commit to that crusade of cutting down on some of these wastage so that we make Ghana gas sustainable. The first female CEO of the Ghana National Gas Company, while expressing her belief in the competence of the managers and her readiness to work with them, further urged her management members to not to let their loyalty be to her but Ghana Gas and Ghana for the sake of the company. Judith Blay, who is the first female CEO of the Ghana Gas until her appointment, served as Deputy Director of Contracts Administration and Manager of Community Relations at the Petroleum Commission, as well as managed the Procurement Department at Bui Power Authority. Now, onto some sport. The Ghana Football Association GFA has officially confirmed a 9-day intensive training camp in Senegal for the Black Queens as preparations ramp up for the 2025 Total Energies Women African Cup of Nations WAFCON in Morocco. Scheduled from April 1 to April 9, 2025, the camp will see the Queens engage in a series of friendly games ahead of the Continental Showdown. Ghana will play 2 international friendlies on April 5 and on April 8, with both games scheduled against the Taringa Lioness of Senegal in Dakar. Coach Kim will in the coming days announce his squad for the training tour. This tour forms part of a crucial part of Ghana's preparation for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Ghana is aiming to excel at this year's WAFCON after failing to make it past the first round in the 2018 edition and failing to qualify to the 2022 edition. Ghana is in Group C alongside South Africa, Tanzania and Mali. South Africa are the defending champions. To some showbiz, controversial cross-dresser Idris Okoneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, has penned a heartfelt tribute to his deceased mother, contemplating the significant responsibilities he has taken on since her passing. Bobrisky, in a touching Instagram post Tuesday, shared the profound effect of his mother's death, saying he also suffered loss of money last year in Nigeria. He characterized his mother's death as a sorrowful event that has transformed his life and obligations in the aftermath of her loss. Ghana Weekend recalled Bobrisky's mother passed on in Mecca on October 28, 2008. Bobrisky also disclosed that her last words with him were a genuine plea to look after his older brother. I remember 28 October 2008, you called me and said, Bobo, Omi, in case I don't make it back to Nigeria, please take care of your brother. I asked you, why should I be the one to take care of my brother? You said because you feel I am stronger and I've got thick skin. Bobrisky recounted, expressing the pain of losing her the very next day. Sadly, the next day I heard you passed away in Mecca, Saudi. I keep screaming, mommy, mommy, but you are far gone from this world. Following her passing, Bobrisky asserted he has assumed the duty of looking after his family, which includes his 87-year-old grandmother, who remains in good health. Additionally, he mentioned that he provides support to his older brother, who has his own family. He recounted that the year 2024 posed considerable challenges for him, characterized by substantial financial setbacks and a contentious situation with the EFCC concerning currency matters. He also mentioned that discussing his difficulties on social media frequently attracts mockery, as numerous individuals seem to be waiting for his failure. And that's it with the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Log on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more of these stories. The news was read by Awentemi Akansukum. I say thanks so much for making time. Good morning.
All the power we need. All the music you want.
Ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1. GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Good morning and then welcome back to the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Right here on the second segment, we will be coming up with topics and then we are going to dissect the questions. The topics. Ask questions. So today, joining me on the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, I have with me Miss Debbie and Miss Regina. So Omari will be joining us shortly. So you're not going to miss Omari today. Yeah. All right. So Miss Debbie.
Hello.
Yeah, you were saying something to me this morning. I want everybody to hear that.
What's that?
With regards to the Odogono traffic lights, up to now, up to now, the traffic light hasn't been fixed.
Yeah.
Eh? It's not the money that a Dubo is going to spend, because they said that's national and this one. What's his role? National Service Bureau. Signal Bureau. Yes. And with the cyber security, they are actually supposed to be monitoring the traffic lights and then see to it that they are working properly. It's all part of their work as well. And now they spend the money. How would they monitor all these traffic light things? Up to date, the Odogono traffic light hasn't been fixed. Please, we are begging. People are losing their lives due to this. Oh,
something has to be done about that. You know, we've said what we are supposed to say, and the students has also demonstrated and have done their part. It's now left with them to take an action. We cannot wait to lose more lives. We cannot wait for more souls to die before we take an action. This thing has become so common with us in this country, where we can actually be seeing a death trap, and then we don't even care. We will wait till something happens. we will wait to something, bigger. Something bigger that will happen, and then we cannot do anything about it. That's when we take action, which is very, very bad. So the Odogono traffic light, please, we are pleading with you, come and do something about it. The students has demonstrated. We have also spoke about it. We are doing our part. The only thing we can do is to keep reminding you that you still have a work to do. That traffic light there is that traffic light that is not functioning. It is really causing a lot of harm. But the last time we went there, you saw a cripple.
Yeah.
Finding it even difficult
trying to cross the road. Yeah.
So just imagine that a vehicle is on high speed. How are you going to cross this road? So please do something about it, because it is very important. We can't wait to lose more lives. That's when we will know to take an action. The action should be taken to prevent the loss of lives, rather than we waiting to lose more lives before we take an action. Kindly add your voice, Ms. Regina.
All right. So, in regards to this traffic light issue, I wouldn't say that. Let me start from this point. In regards to the traffic light issue, Awoshi Odogono is not the only place suffering from such situation. A lot of vintage points, a lot of traffic lights somewhere in a lot of areas we do not even know about are actually more functioning. And even in regards to Awosh School Junction, just recently when they brought a protest up before it was fixed, it's led to the lives of almost 5 people, 5 getting to 6 people dying, which I feel is really bad. It has got to my notice, this official wait to the point that things are no longer able to be controlled. Lives have to get lost. People have to die. People have to be disabled, because if a car is speeding high, now obowa ubepra, it will even get to a point where biana ubeko hospital can na mbeka se muncha wona na so muncha wonsa na so muncha baby ubedi them because of the neglect from the government. This is a neglect which can be worked upon. It is a situation that can be worked upon. You do not have to wait for people to cry out to you that this thing is not working before you have to put action into it.
Yeah.
They have CCTV cameras everywhere. Fine, if the CCTV camera, if you people can use a CCTV camera to capture crimes, at least use the CCTV camera to capture certain ongoings on the roads. You will definitely see that this traffic light is not working. It got to a point Awoshibanyan traffic light was not working, and accidents do occurred. People have to risk their own lives to stand in the intersection of the road to be controlling drivers. And you know these drivers, if an ordinary community police officer comes to stand there, not a police officer per se, but a community police comes to stand there to direct, they will be like, and you know how Banyard is. One is coming from this side, other is coming. Which to me doesn't make sense. You know, this is an intersection. One is coming from each of the sides. But yes, so you people sit down calmly, eating food each and every day, sitting in the office. As we say, not all jobs require you to be in the office each and every day. And I feel that with this traffic light issue, people who have been put in charge of this shouldn't be sitting idle in the office. That is why the MTTD, they are always on the street,
they're always on
the street. That is their job. We have officers who are in the office who are supposed to see to the documentation of 1 or 2 things each and every day. And we also have officers who have to go on the field. We also, as journalists, we do not sit in the office each and every day. We sometimes go to the field. So those who are in charge of this traffic light, what are they doing to curb this? Because it looks like it is day in and day out should I say as a result of our negligence. And also I feel that the individual, it also boils down to the individuals, because you get to hear cases where people are cutting off wires, essential wires, out of the traffic light. And even with this street lights, the regional minister came out to say that as a result of we not having traffic lights, street light, should I say the scrap condemns people, the people who deal with condemns and all that, wires and all that. Even with the railways, the knobs on it.
And even when they fixed the traffic lights, you could see that they've actually started spoiling some of them already. With those scrap people, they've started taking the knots from some of the traffic light of the street light, which I think is very, very bad. Very bad. Those people need to be monitored, and then this one you not can lash them.
Even in your own home, we a mistake now we just any kind of metal
they'll come and take it.
I saw a video where this metal this metal window, it's not really a window, but it's kind of a structure, flowers grow on it. I saw a video where one alumi guy was removing this thing. I said
with mind and passion.
obi adie, it's not yours. So if there are any steps these people need feel they can implement or put in place to solve this issue, they should. And also with the traffic light issue, they shouldn't wait for them to be called, say accidents are happening here, people are dying, people are getting hurt. We can't die at the expense of the government. We can't be disabled at the expense of the government. We can't spend a huge sum of money in hospital bills in the expense of the government. So the government needs to do something about it. They really need to do something about it.
So what do you think the governments can do with regards to the traffic light issue?
In regards to the traffic light issue, first of all, I learned that it's an electricity something. It is a light in New the traffic light doesn't work.
But some traffic lights actually work with solar. Because when you go to Barnyard, there's a traffic light that works with solar.
But I feel most of the times the one they really use is light there, no?
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel they should if Nina can solar, they should do it solar. And if there's any minor issue in regards to traffic lights more functioning, I feel they should see to it very faster and solve it
very faster
rather than wait. And also I believe they have social media handles, and people day in and day out are communicating with them on that. Day in and day out they are tagging them on issues going on. Everyone is a journalist out there. I can see something happening and take a video and tag. Yeah, so they should also try and monitor their social media handles. Reports comes in day in and day out. And if also they can create a website or just a call number where you can call them and give, if there's something going on, maybe there's a fault there, I think that would also help.
Well, I think that even if the traffic light is not working, at least they should deploy some people to come and regulate traffic. Those because even now the national service personnel, they've even deployed some people to be regulating traffic. So even if the electricity is not working with the traffic lights, there's manpower. But sometimes they wait for demonstration to take place. It got to a time the traffic light at School Junction wasn't working, and then I think it killed some school kids and then one man as well. The whole of that community had to go on a demonstration before they deployed people to come and regulate traffic, which I think is very bad. Why would you wait for the thing to escalate before you do the needful? They waited for the whole community to go on because it got to a time they actually blocked the whole of that street. So if you want to use the Anya Road, unless you come and pass right here and then connect to Antieku before you can hit the main street. Why do we have to wait for the things to escalate before we do the needful? I think as a country we lack maintenance culture. We wait for the thing to spoil before we do the needful, which is very, very, very bad as a country. So I think we need to cultivate the habit of maintenance culture. Yeah. So this is what we decided to talk about before we dive straight into our main topics for today. And fortunately for us, Omari is joining us. You are welcome, Omari.
Thank you very much.
How was the birthday yesterday?
The best I've ever had.
Oh, really?
And the most interesting part is that was just the warm up. I mean, everything is
That was just the warm up.
yeah.
I'm so glad you enjoyed
Everything
your
is
day.
scheduled for the weekend.
It comes just once in a year.
Yeah, I mean.
So when it comes like that, you take every opportunity to have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, good morning to our beautiful audience. Sorry for being late.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. He's patting you because you're the birthday boy.
Yeah, the birthday boy. The birthday man, please. Menu, but I'm on F. So yes, welcome you once again to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio. This is the weekend edition, the Funky Friday.
Yeah.
Today is going to be fun.
Oh.
What do you think? You don't want to have fun?
Oh,
It's Friday. It's Friday.
And anytime it's Friday, there is this inner excitement.
I mean, you work from Monday to Friday.
And
You realize after Friday you are just going to sleep
Oh, goodness.
on Saturday. But that's just for some people. I don't sleep. Mine is Monday to Monday.
Monday to
Monday to Monday,
24/7. We've already started the 24-hour economy.
Yes. But then, Debbie, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great. And
Yeah.
I see how dashing Regina was looking at, so
I
sitting
know,
in
right?
for me before I got in here. So yeah, big ups to Regina. Ohema. Yes, right. Hey, Ohema Chimude. Hey.
Are you more what? Just he has given a new name.
Ohema Osango Chimude. Yes, so you can join the conversation on all our social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio. Also on our WhatsApp page 0202-544-614 0202-544-614. Ladies, what's trending? I heard you talking about the traffic light issue.
Yeah, the traffic light
when I
at
was walking in.
Odogono, it still hasn't been fixed.
Oh, the same light that
The
caused-
students had to
Yeah.
demonstrate on. Yeah, it still hasn't been fixed.
Wow.
And no security personnel has been deployed to come and regulate traffic. At least they have to bear in mind that that area is a high risk area simply because it's for students, and students will be crossing the road back and forth. So
Almost
even
every
if
day.
the traffic light is not working, they should deploy some personnel to come and regulate that.
But
we haven't seen it.
so who is the MP around here, the MC, whoever? I think those people should be consulted.
Yes.
The school itself should take steps on consulting such
Yeah.
people, because it's not safe if there have been lives lost and
Yeah.
nothing has still
Yeah.
not been done about it. So we should also join our voices. We are pleading with government and various institutions who are responsible for the traffic light fixation at the Odogono, right?
Yeah.
Odogono Senior High School. It's been a death trap for the students there and for pedestrians who most of them have been involved in some accidents around there, all because of the traffic lights not working. So please, whoever is listening to us at the Awoshi Anya Road,
Yeah.
Odogono SHS,
Awoshi
last stop, Odogono SHS, the traffic light is not working and it's a death trap for the students there. So kindly take note, do something about it, and at least it will keep the students and the pedestrians very safe around there. Moving on. Last night there was some issue. You see the man that you were bashing the other time. Say, we did a birthday na. Yeah. GRA has come out to say
They never.
Yeah.
So where from the speculation?
I mean,
where
Ghana
did they
for
get
you.
their sources from? And
Ghana
they've
for
even
you.
released a press.
Yeah.
They brought out a press release.
People are also saying that the man is just behind all these things to get him viral. I don't know what, if it's true.
With
I don't
a bad
know.
name.
I don't know what he is seeking to achieve.
Viral with a bad name.
Nothing sells in Ghana than negative news.
No,
so.
but think of the people you actually invited to your birthday party, and then they get home and they see in the news that your account has been frozen due to you not paying your tax. How would they feel?
I mean,
And
they
this
are
is
definitely going to call him. He will clarify, oh, it's not true, it's just propaganda.
Yeah.
But this news is going to be on the internet forever, because we all know the internet never forgets.
Well, the
Either
same
you
way
did
the
it
GNRA
personally
the
or
GNRA clarification is also going to be in the
Yeah.
internet forever. So,
oh. But if you did it personally, then
well, that's what has been speculated. So we don't really know. Also, another thing that especially Sinam was so hyped about, the unfortunate accident which happened at ANC Mall.
yeah.
They've come out to say that they are taking care of the
Yeah,
charges.
they brought out another release.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they didn't put it in their first press release, because initially the release they gave, it made it look as if they didn't actually care about the damaged cars. From the look of things, that was how I saw it.
That's how you saw it.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe
your
they
point
were
of view.
working behind the scene. You have no
Exactly.
idea of.
Because when these things happen, there are going to be certain consultations from the affected victims and the management. So all these things will be considered before any
All right.
decision will be taken.
Well said.
Yeah. Our first topic we are going to look at is something regarding cocoa.
Yes.
Now, we all know what cocoa means to Ghana
Yeah.
and our economy. Cocoa has been the benchmark for so many families, sustaining them and their kids. We always hear people saying, "Oh, me and my man and papa a cocoa crash and now they share in school." We have an average revenue income for Ghana through cocoa, which is estimated around $500 million every year.
Okay.
So that's how much we gain from cocoa. Recently, there's been so many environmental attacks on cocoa farms, which is stemming from the galamsey activities. In fact, the international market has begun sanctioning our cocoa beans because they feel it is affected by some of these chemicals we use for the galamsey. And so our cocoa is not really selling anymore on the international market. Secondly, we can't even get much more cocoa to sell on the market because all our cocoa farms are being distracted by galamsey. People are even mining in some of these farms. The cocoa farmers were like, cocoa no crasi,
If they are not getting value for it, why don't they sell it to the miners and then?
Yes. So yesterday the president suggested something that there should be a law to criminalize cocoa distraction. How is this beneficial to the state and to the cocoa farmers? Because I mean, I own my farm. Whatever I choose to do with it. So why should it be criminal?
Although you own your farm, but then the cocoa you are producing, at the end of the day, it still comes back to the state.
Okay.
Because you're not producing the cocoa to consume it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is why these cocoa farmers collaborate with the government.
Okay.
So once they harvest the cocoa is being sold out, and I think there is a percentage the farmers get. And then when you look at, I don't know whether it's Africa or the whole world. Is it Ghana comes second when it comes to cocoa production?
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
It was actually first, but now an African, is it Burkina Faso? A different country is overruling us. It's
You
now
see,
taking the first.
The problem is that in the past 8 years, I don't know why lately all our shortfalls have been aligned with the government or governance of the past 8 years, what exactly did the past 8 years government do? Because everything now, look at our energy sector, the debts, the past 8 years, cocoa shortfall. Because right now we even owe. There's so much debt in the cocoa sector that one thing about the cocoa is that we go for loans, we come to purchase the beans, then we sell. And normally the loans are coming from those who we are going to produce the cocoa to. They give us the money. So once we buy it from the farmers, then we go and deliver. Now I say, I take your can. But I say, I just can, so cocoa, I had the corner, and soon scan I question.
Cocoa na omode kono.
To pay for the debt.
Yeah.
So meaning there's a deficit.
Yes. In this can I ever day.
Mismanagement.
Can I question your day?
Maybe they are using it to buy pesticide, weedicide to help,
Oh, please.
to help minimize
Infections.
infections. Well, it might be true.
So that's the reason why we are no more in the top rankings of the cocoa
Yes.
production
So Ghana
countries.
comes second.
Yeah.
I think so.
And most cocoa farmers are actually complaining that they don't see the value for the cocoa. So why wouldn't they give it out to these miners? Because if maybe I'm supposed to produce this cocoa and you're supposed to give me this amount of money and the money is not coming, but what I'm giving you is more than that, that's like you cheating me. Do you get me?
So you think that the distraction of the cocoa farms stems from maybe the less benefits the farmers are gaining?
It could be.
They are not compensated